Saludo mi gente and welcome to another episode of a Q&A session at My Final Shot Productions with one of the co-stars of Uncertainty. My guest today, Gary Cruz. Welcome. How you been?
Buenas noches, mi gente. Gary Cruz here. Un placer de estar aquí con el caballero Mo Zapata. Gracias, Mo.
It's been a while since I've seen this gentleman, so I'm just going to get right into it. All right. First question I want to pose to him is Uncertainty. It's been a while since that film. Any recollections, anything that you remember that stand out, like you say, coño, that was a that was a hell of a time, or that was a hell of a shoot? Anything that stands out?
Nothing, man. Nothing. No, brother, it was nice. I checked it out. I checked it. I saw it yesterday, and I was trying to see if I find any special moments, but I think you did a great job as a director, bro. And I think every scene in that nice short film is very tight. All the actors, they did a great job. Every single scene. I can't tell you, me gustó este más porque esta ese. I think that I checked it out, and every little scene that you did, the court case and the scene when they were robbing the place. Well, not when they were robbing, when the people go there and check out and see the hole on the wall, and how all the actors were together, talking to each other, and the argument that went on. The other scene, you also have another scene in the daycare center when Koto, the actress Koto, is there talking, and she starts crying, and the little girl says, "Mommy, why is she crying?" That was pretty deep. So there was a lot. Yeah. It was pretty nice. I mean, really nice. Good work.
Thank you. Do you remember it being cold? Because I know you were out. You were doing some of the scenes outside, bro. And I remember.
Yeah, now that you say that, I remember that was like one of the coldest days of the year, bro. It was really freezing, man. And we had to do that scene outside where, we're out there arguing, and then the cops come, and I'm all pissed off because, I think I was pissed off porque hacía un frío cabrón, not because I wasn't into character. I was just cold, bro.
It was
really cool.
It was cold. I mean, that movie taught me one thing, not to shoot in those months, like December, January, even February. I mean, it was cold. It was cold. And I want to apologize to my cast, but we had to get it in by a particular time. Those were the days on the calendar that we put on. So we went through it, but it was cold. I will tell you that it was cold.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is, man. That's how it is with actors. You just don't know.
Absolutely. Just to touch back a little bit about what's your process like when you're learning lines and getting into the role? What's your process to all the actors that are out there, and then they want to learn a little bit about how do I get into this character? What's your process like as an actor?
I try to just page by page memorizing one line. I know there's a lot of actors that they actually like memorize the whole script. I don't do that. What I do, I just go line by line, memorizing each line, going over it for a couple of times once I have all my lines together. A lot of repetition on the lines every single day. Si me estoy bañando, I repeat all the lines. If I'm in bed, I repeat all the lines. Just a constant repetition. And at least with me, I start kind of feeling the character. I start feeling the character slowly. And then when we start shooting, I guess, I go with what I think is right. And if the director feels differently, then he'll just let me know, no, let's do it this way. But at least that's the way that I like to get into my characters, just making sure I know them well, the lines, and comfortable, and then I try them differently. And depending on the scene, right, you just work with that slowly. Each scene, just get into your character and see what works and what doesn't work.
I know you're involved in a lot of things, and not just acting. I know you're also a filmmaker. What are some of your upcoming projects that you're currently working on? as a filmmaker as well as an actor?
Well, my collaborator and I, William Rosario, you know William.
Yeah.
You met William in the festivals. We recently, years ago, we did a documentary based on Casa Adela. That's Puerto Rican restaurant in the Lower East Side on 4th Street between 4th and 5th Street, the Lower East Side. So we did a documentary based on her life, on how she arrived from Puerto Rico at a young age, a Black Puerto Rican woman, not knowing any English whatsoever, leaving her kids with her family in Puerto Rico just to come and follow her dream of opening her own restaurant. And it took her years, she managed to do that. So Casadela's been there for 50 years now. And her other dream was to have her kids run it after she's gone. At least that's what she said, right? And I was there recently, and now, I saw one of her great grandkids working there besides her grandkids. So her dream came true. So it's about that, and also how she helped the community. Talks about all the different things that were happening in the community and so on. That was one of them. We did that one. And now Willie and I were also working on another documentary based on Marlies Mumber. She's a photographer that came from Germany, and she has all the archives of the Lower East Side. So she came with the idea of working with the modeling industry. But one day she was passing by the Lower East Side and she saw a mural from far away, and she found it so interesting, right? And she said, she was in the taxi, and she said, "Listen, can you take me to that mural over there?" And he said, I'm not going in there, woman, because it was the Lower East Side, and for the 70s and 80s, muchacha, no había quien se metiera allá adentro, right? So he didn't take anywhere. The next day, she got on her bike and she went, and she fell in love with the community, with the abandoned buildings, with the Puerto Rican people and the Black people, and she started, organizing and taking out archives. So it's all about her. It's all about what was happening with the gentrification, what was happening with the homesteading, what was happening with the music, with the poetry, everything. So the documentary is based on all that.
And when is that going to be out?
Well, we're in post-production now.
Post-production. Okay.
So it should be, we'll be pretty much done in about 2 weeks. But then who knows what's going to happen with the, we always, people always send it to festivals, right? But that's another process. How long is that going to take? So that's it. And I'm right now I'm at a pre-production. I wrote a short that I want to shoot in Puerto Rico in October. So 15 minutes short.
Nice.
So we just started dealing with that, getting in contact with some people.
When you have a shooting schedule for that, or?
I'm hoping for October.
Okay.
So, I got like some line producers in Puerto Rico, trying to get the crew in Puerto Rico, not here in New York City. Everybody's going to be from there. So we're checking out the script and checking out the lines and what line works, which one doesn't work, working with the lines too. So it could sound better because, I speak Spanish, right? We New Yorkers, we speak Spanish, but tú tienes la gente de Puerto Rico que tienen una diferente forma de hablar.
Yeah.
So all those lines have to be, of one of the characters, it has to be exactly, on point. So we're working with that, and then we go on with the schedule and everything else, which is fucking exciting, man. It's amazing.
Excellent.
To be able to do.
The documentary that you did on Casa Adela, because that's already been shot and it's already been filmed. Where can we see that? Right,
that's on YouTube. For instance, if you type in Gary Cruz, it's called Last One Standing. So if you type Gary Cruz Last One Standing, it'll show up. Or if you type in William Rosario, who's my partner, so it'll be William Rosario Last One Standing, and it'll show up. The link will show up, and you'll be able to check it out. It's like an hour, about 58 minutes long.
How many minutes?
58 minutes. An hour.
15 minutes?
58 minutes.
58 minutes, okay.
Como una hora más o menos.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I like to do here sometimes is that they give somebody like a little shout out. Anybody that comes to mind that's underground, or somebody that we need to Google to find out how they're, we need to look them up in order to find out what work they're doing. It's almost similar. I hate to say it, but sometimes that's just us too, right? Sometimes, I hate the refrán en su casa lo conocen, and meanwhile, we've been at this thing called independent filmmaking for a good minute. right?
Right.
And is there someone that every time they come up, or he or she, whether they're working on something that you get excited about, that you feel that the world should know who they are?
Well, I'm proud of Luis Guzman, right? We
Okay.
all know who Guzman is a Puerto Rican actor. He's out there. I'm really proud of him, because of what he's doing. He's like on the top. God bless him. But I'm also proud of a lot of people in the Lower East Side that have these centers where, to show your work.
Okay.
For instance, you could go there and show your work like as an actor and or play, or if you're a musician, you could show your music. If you're a photographer, you can have an exhibition, meetings, or conferences. Poets could go there, and there's like 5 different places, and all this is happening in the Lower East Side, man.
Okay.
So I want to let the people know out there that we have, for instance, we have the Piragua space. That's a space on 10th Street between, I think it's B and C, where that's a center where you could go and do this. You got to go there and meet the guy. His name is Deizo El Afrocaribeño. You have another place on Avenue C, which is called La Sala de Pepe, with Pepe Flores and Lynn Pentecost. That's another center there where you could go there, and there's a lot happening, But, you could show whatever, and it could be anybody. You got something interesting that you want to let the world know about. You have Loisaida Inc. with Alejandro Epifanio. That's on 9th Street. That's another center. You have, what's the name of this place? I can't remember. But what's the name of it? It's on Rivington and Suffolk. I'll get the name in a second. Con Libertad Guerra. That's another
Okay.
place. It's one of the most important places.
But when you say this space is available, or how does that work? Let's say I'm an artist and I have let's say I wanted to do a reading of a play or a film. How do I connect?
Well, you connect with them. I mean, you look for them online, and you let them know, I would like to have a reading, or what are the possibilities. Or for instance, in September, they're going to have an exhibition about El Teatro Cuatro. El Teatro Cuatro is a theater group that used to belong in the Lower East Side in the 1970s. They're going to have an exhibition based on that.
Nice, nice.
Nobody knows about that. Everybody talks about different things, but so something like that. If you have an exhibition, if you're a photographer, you want to have an exhibition about the Bronx or about wherever, and you're looking for a space. This could be one of the spaces.
Nice.
So so whatever it could be, if you're a poet and you would like to do some readings, you want to read some poems, or if you're a musician and you have a couple of songs and you want to have a presentation. So they have all these spots in the Lower East Side where you could go and do that. So I just wanted to let the world know that all this is happening in the Lower East Side. And for instance, you're showing. You want to show a screening of one of your shorts. Pero coño, I don't know if that's possible. Probably, maybe
it probably can be, yeah.
No, I think you can. Why not? But these are the places where you could, instead of going so far away all the way to Queens or.
Correct. Give me that list you gave me like 3 or 4 names.
Yeah, you have Piragua.
Piragua.
I forgot this name. I got. It happens, bro. Piragua Space, which is on 10th Street between B and C.
Okay.
You have La Sala de Pepe, which is on Avenue C between 5th and 6th Street.
Nice.
You have Loisaida Inc. La Sala de Pepe is with Jose Pepe Flores and Lynn Pentecost.
Okay.
Piragua Space, you got Deizo El Afrocaribeño.
Okay.
Loisaida Inc., you got Alejandro Epifanio. That's on 9th Street between C and D.
Okay.
If you want to eat, of course, you got Casa Adela, which is, eat some good Puerto Rican food. You got Casa Adela. And my God, this place, I can't stay. They're going to kill me.
Está bien, tranquilo. Nobody's going to kill
me. This one's
anything.
on Rivington. It's a big school. It's like the first one. It's like one of the first centers that were renovated. And they have like.
Is it Clemente Soto?
There you go, my God. Kill me. Clemente
Clemente Soto
Vélez
Cultural Art Space.
Cultural
There are three
Center.
theaters in there.
Right. You have Clemente Soto Vélez. That one's been around for about 50 years or maybe more. And Libertad Guerra is the director there at the moment, and they're doing a fantastic job, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
Chévere,
yeah,
chévere.
these places that should be known worldwide because it's for
Absolutely,
us.
absolutely.
It's all
Yeah.
about us, and
No, I've
we're
seen some.
fighting for our community because of the gentrification. So I think
Yeah,
this
no. I've seen some good productions there.
huh?
I've seen some good productions there, whether it be the theater, whether it be music, whether it be film festivals. The Clemente Soto Cultural Space
Clemente Soto
has
Vélez,
been open to that. Yeah,
yeah,
very
yes,
supportive of all of the arts, just not Latino art, but all of the arts.
and
So
that's what I mean. And it's just with all the places that I named, same thing. It's about all of the arts. It's not just Latinos. It's like
right, right, right.
worldwide. So it's really important that we know about that because
Without a doubt, yeah. That's good
yeah.
that you gave them all a shout out. The only shout I like to give people shout outs here. And don't say the person that I want to give a shout out to is Raidel Ortiz. He is a stand-up comedian. He
Mhm.
also has a YouTube channel where you can type in the name Radel Ortiz and you'll see him do skits, very funny skits with believe it or not, his mom. so
Wow.
so they do they have a chemistry together and it's hilarious. You just got to Google him and look him up. Pero the young man has actually he's actually a stand-up comedian. He's making a life as a stand-up comedian. My daughter recently was in Florida, and entonces she got to see him, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I heard about that guy. Then she showed me a picture, and I was like, wait a minute, this is the same guy that does the videos with his mom and whatnot. And I was like, I figured I give him a shout out because he definitely deserves it. He's doing his thing, and it's very original, very unique, and a very funny guy. And people need to just, if they don't know who he is, definitely Google it and find out what he does.
What's his name again? Ortiz.
Radel Ortiz.
Radel. Okay, I'll
Radel.
check it
I think he
out.
spells it Radell or Radel. Pero funny brother, and y se lo merece. Whatever comes his way, he's doing his thing. He deserves it. A little spitfire around here. Just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I hit you with these questions. All right, here we go. The first one is, what inspires you?
What inspires me? My people, man. My culture. That's what I'm all about right now, bro. That's what I'm all about. Just working and letting the world know more about them. About who we are, about our stories, about our cultural music, our bomba and plena. I don't know how this happened. It's probably because I worked in the college and I met so many performers and like it's just in me. But yeah, that's what inspires me. Just to concentrate on that, on to be able to film that, and just take it out there, be it bomba, plena, and just our people, stories about our people, and they're not, they're not negative, man. We have a lot of positive stories out there, and the world needs to know about that. So that's what I'm more involved in. That's what inspires me, kind of.
Nice, nice. Your favorite word?
Ahora mismito, en estos momentos, yesterday was a different one, but today is today is focus.
Focus.
Focused. You gotta be focused.
You want to elaborate a little bit on that, or I think it's self-explanatory, or como es la cosa?
No, yeah, focus. If you want something, man, there's gonna be a lot of. I'm saying it because of experience, and about yourself. A lot of people are in a different. There's so much happening with all of us, right? There's a lot happening in the world, and sometimes we want to do something, and all of a sudden something shows up and we can't do it. You got all these obstacles that show up, como el diablo jodiendo.
Right, right.
You always got the devil. Something's always showing up, and now you do things, and it's just trying to find a way of making it work. Whatever is out there that you love to do, that turns you on 200%. That's what you got to focus on. Regardless of what anybody says. Don't let anybody turn you out and say, no, I don't think you should do that because, oh, that's not a good idea. No. If it's
Right.
your idea and that's what you want to do,
Go for
fuck what people say. And excuse my language. Fuck what people say about you or whatever. This is what you want to do. Go ahead and do it. It's like los caballos, right? I think I told you this before. When the horses are racing,
Yes.
they cover the sides of their eyes. So that's what you have to do.
Just stay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy one of those so I could walk around. I'm trying to buy one so I
But
could walk around.
just ride your race. You're not in competition with anybody. You stay enfocado en lo tuyo and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot more. There's a lot more that we could speak about that, but yeah, I went through a lot when I was younger. But yeah, to all the people out there that might have the same situation, that's what it's all about, man. Just
No, pero hay gente que también they're very I don't know, I don't want to put anybody in a particular box or whatever, but sometimes they get disenchanted with the business, they get disenchanted with them auditioning, with them writing, with them believing, like you said before, believing in themselves, that they've been at it for a good minute. And you're like, oh no, like what the, and sometimes you say, what the hell with it, que se joda. But
yeah,
they're saying stay focused, stay in the race.
or
Y que
try
venga,
another.
y
Yeah,
si viene, viene.
try going in another direction. That's what I did. I was, I was when I was trying to get work as an actor. Shit, I got a lot of turn downs. It's like, coño, esperando esa llamada y esperando esa llamada. I'm sorry, Gary, you didn't get the part. Sometimes I would get it, but when you're trying to get work out there for film, and it could be pretty hard.
Yeah.
So what happens if I say, you know what? I'm not gonna wait anymore. I'm gonna do my own thing. So that's how we started doing short films. So yeah, okay, I'm not getting work as an actor. Well, let me start doing short films. So that's how I met William Rosario, and we started working on short films, and now we're doing documentaries. Then I go to Hollywood, pero coño, you're working. You're doing
Right.
what you like to do, and
No,
that's about doing what you like to do.
Yeah. That's
So I'm not waiting for that call anymore. I'm doing it. So for people out there, if you want to be out there, do your own thing. It's not impossible to get a camera and make it happen. Now anybody could do work. Get a camera, get a nice little script, start working on your own. We're all doing it. Why can't you?
yeah. Best piece of advice that somebody ever gave you.
Well, I think I just told you that. I think believe in yourself. We hear that a lot. Just believe in yourself, and that's what I just spoke about. And do what you need to do. And again, excuse my language, but fuck what people say. Because I hear that a lot, and I hear that by people that they've talked about how they were always worried about what somebody else is going to say and what that person is going to say. And you can't be like that. You got to do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Best film.
Coño, I can't answer that one. I cannot answer that. I'm the type of person, I just like films, man. I mean, there's a lot of good films out there, but I think I spoke about what Pulp Fiction and The Godfather and all that. Martin Scorsese and Tarantino and it's just, and now you have all these great directors also coming from Mexico, and it's just a lot of good work. What was it? I recently saw a picture from a short film from Puerto Rico. And it was amazing. The shot was just something else, bro. The way it was done, the short film, it was based on Yemaya, the African goddess,
Mm-hmm.
And it started very short, but it was amazing. Just the colors, and the locations, and it was done in Puerto Rico, and it really, really, really great work. So right now I don't have a best film. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair enough. But you did mention Pulp Fiction, The Godfather,
Fiction, The
the
Godfather.
epic films, and the way the storytelling, the writing, and they're gonna stand the test of time because they're even now they're considered classics. So, you know, whether it's Quentin Tarantino or Francis Ford Coppola, they're doing something right. You know what? Because both of those films are considered the classics.
Yeah.
Una preguntita a ti. Um, if people are meeting you for the first time and they're seeing Gary Cruz for the first time, what do you want them to take away from this interaction with myself, or what do you want them to take away? What is that you want to tell them about you?
No sé, mano. No sé.
¿Cómo?
This is me. I'm sure if you meet me, we're gonna have a great conversation. And I'm gonna be as nice as possible. I'm gonna have a great heart, and I'm gonna be so humilde with you. I'm gonna be who I am, and I would love to have a conversation with you. And whatever you take away from that conversation that you and I have, that's what you're gonna get. Is that good?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not here to. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to pass
Yeah,
judgment.
but that's it. That's what you could.
Porque hay gente que algunas veces tú no lo. It's not like you haven't lived a life, right? I mean, I recently read an article, right? And Liza Colon Sayas right now, she's on fire with
Oh
her.
yeah, yes.
She's doing on The Bear, right? And everybody, it's like, where did she come from? Coño, where did she come from? This is a woman that's been acting for a good, 25, 30 years.
Labyrinth Theater.
And she finally, ¿verdad? What they considered her breakout role, or the one that's going to, is giving her all this attention, is this series called The Bear. She's playing the character of Tina. It has a lot of parallels to her own life, ¿verdad? So she has a lot to draw on when she's portraying this character. Pero, the masses may not know who she is, pero, to some of us, we already have seen this woman, hit the stage, done roles on TV, done roles in movies, whether minor or she's a working actress. She's a working actor. And everybody says, oh, the breakout. Yeah, okay, the breakout. But, I'm pretty sure she's thinking in her mind, the breakout, 30 years, what the fuck? But yeah, sometimes it be like that. So, the reason I asked that question is because sometimes, we don't, we don't know, like, if somebody was to meet Gary Cruz, like, let me know. What do you, who is this Gary Cruz? What should I know about him? I don't want to wait, for that moment, like when everybody's going Gary Cruz crazy, like, oh my God, he's got a role. Okay, well, what should we know about you?
When I started, man, can I tell you? When I started in the Lower East Side. I was going to to a school on 4th Street. It was called Mobilization for Youth. Porque me botaron de la escuela, de Sewer Park Annex. Yo era el payaso de la clase. Y me botaron, and then I went to MFY. It was a school on 4th Street between B and C, Mobilization for Youth. And at the time, they would pay you to go to school. Every two weeks, you would get a check.
Wow.
That way you try to get your GED. And then downstairs, they had a Hispanic theater group. It was called Teatro Cuatro. And that was like my first time. And I said, wow, Teatro Cuatro, So I joined the group. Never got my GED. I mean, I got it later on, right? But I joined the Theater 4, and everybody spoke Spanish there. And this was a theater, Teatro Cuatro, well known in the community. And they used to travel. I traveled with them to Cuba, Portugal, California, Washington, and I learned a lot from them, right? That's how I started my acting career. Then from there, I started working. I left that, and then I started working in the community with Miguel Piñero, with Bimbo Rivas, with Tato Laviera,
Nice.
especially with Tato Laviera. He's a well-known poet, where he wears many hats in the Lower East Side. So I worked with him, and I also did some film. But that's how I started, man. Then I lived in Puerto Rico for 10 years, from 86 to 96. Then I came back, and then that's when I started doing short films on my own, because like I told you before, I just got tired of waiting for that call. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I started doing my own films. I started doing two short films, and then we did the two documentaries, and now I'm doing something else. But that's what I'm all about from the past. That's how
Right.
I started my career as an artist, as an actor.
You still audition like for major stuff or
No, man, I stopped that. I just haven't. I'm like more involved now in what I'm doing. Like I told you,
okay.
just in the background, just like producing, using, working with the camera. For the documentaries, but I haven't auditioned. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying never, right? Because
Right.
something might come up. And I
Okay.
love acting. I mean, I like want to do stage. I think I want to get back into stage, like doing.
Okay.
I used to love doing stage. I used to love comedy. Really great comedy work. I used to love that. So who knows? I don't know. But at the moment, no.
Okay. In the film Uncertainty, you know, you have a minor role. It's not one of the leading roles. I know the film is a short film and it's an ensemble piece. But you do have a small role. But okay, you made the best of that role, right? You made it. The some of it was scripted, right? And some of it, it's fair to say that you improvised. And I said, you know what, go with it. Este, how do you see that? How do you stand out when somebody gives you a role? How do you make that role says, you know what, I could do this with this particular role. I could see where I could, you know, shine a little here, or I could emphasize this here, and it's not, it's not off whatever is on the script. How do you make those judgment calls? Because you do have certain scenes, and let me just say this: somebody recently told me that guy was so good at that role. I enjoyed his performance. He's so good, and I was like, well, that was a good assessment or review of his liking to your performance. And in the back of my mind, I'm saying, coño, pero maybe I should have given him more line, or maybe I should have made the role larger or whatever. Pero I like the fact that he said that about you as an actor and your performance in particular. How do you, what choices do you make? How do you say, okay, it's a small role, pero I can do this without offending the director? Or, how do you go about, saying, okay, aquí yo puedo hacer esto, aquí yo no puedo hacer esto. I can do this here, but I can't do this here. Talk to me a little bit about that, because you did, in all fairness, you did stand out,
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, I needed the money, bro. You're gonna pay me in. Now you know what? Mo. I think it was the improvisation that made that happen. I love improvising, and I must say, I think there's always something special there. I call it el duende, right? El duende is like the special like energy that comes from nowhere. You never know when it's gonna be there. It can happen to you on stage, film, but when that duende gets into you and you improvise, it happens. It just happens. So I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but it happens. and it happened that day, and it has happened other times. So and you enjoy it, you know. So
Right.
between the lines and the improvisation, what's going on, and improvisation, not to overdo it, of course, but like you
Correct.
said before, you know, as long as you maintain yourself in character, but try to, and it's not overacting. I don't think it was overacting,
No,
but yeah, I believe it was that. I just believe, I believe in that magic. I believe in that duende, which is what comes into you, man, and it gives you that special energy. So you never, and it came out that day. But yeah, you definitely need your lines. You know, you definitely need to be in character with the rest of the crew, and then just try to energize it a little if that comes out. And I felt very good. I thought it needed maybe a little comedy instead of being real serious and oh man, somebody broke into this place. You know, just try to make it more fun.
right.
So that's how that happened.
No, no. You stood with the realm of the character. It would be something that he would say, and
Of
I
course.
think that should be I think that should be applauded, and I think also actors.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, 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 and I think actors also should also not be afraid to take that risk. Sometimes if you just play it the way it is, it's just boring, or you're just trying to hit the mark, you're just trying to hit whatever it is that you need to hit, and you're not really letting that character live within you, and therefore it gets a little bland, and then and that and with short films in particular, I mean, with all respect to my other filmmaking colleagues, sometimes we don't have the luxury, right? We don't have the luxury to audition. I mean, not to audition, but sometimes even that. Sometimes we don't have the luxury to audition. So we need to go on, hearsay and who's who and what's what, and I think this person can be good for this. But even we don't get an opportunity to rehearse. We don't have rehearsal. We stick to the
Right.
schedule, and we don't have that luxury to rehearse. Um, but I think even with that, just because you don't have that luxury to rehearse, like you were saying before, if you are true to your character and you know your lines, don't be afraid to, you know, give that character another layer of what it is that you want that person to be, or how do you want to express yourself. You don't have to play it like hit your marks. No, no, forget that. If you know your character, this is how he is. Yeah, he would say this at this particular time. He's upset, but he could also be um he could be comedic, he could be funny, he could be raunchy, he could, and you put those layers in, and obviously it's part of the character. I was like, go you. I mean, this is great.
Well, it's good, but it's good. Well, it's good that I mean, you as a director. I mean, that's what counts a lot. Also, it's good. Not that many. There's not directors out there that don't give you that opportunity, right, for you to just let yourself go and do something else. Some of them are very strict. So I guess maybe that's why some of the actors are they rather just hold back and do exactly what the director says. But there's a lot of directors, including yourself, which you say, man, go do what you need to do, whatever makes you feel better. But I think also I love comedy, and I think that helped a lot because I rather do comedy than be a serious actor. When I worked in stage, I did a lot of comedy, and I rather that's what I was happy with. But I haven't had a lot of chances to do comedy in film. Because I think when I go for parts, I guess they see me so serious, and they're always looking because of I look like this. They're trying to give me serious parts. But personally, I rather do comedy. So I think that also had a part in helping me with the
Mhm.
character that we're talking about for your short film. You
Una
know,
pregunta that Ryan Murphy normally there used to be this show about Glee actors and people that were going to be in that show, and And I always remember one of the questions that he asked, if I could write a part for you, what would that be? What's that part that you haven't really played just yet? And you go, coño, si me daban esa oportunidad, if they were to give me this opportunity, damn it, I think I would blow that out the box if they would just write this for me, or if they could just see that I can do that. What part would that be? What would that look like?
Coño, mano, right now, chacho, me cogiste ahí, brother, tremenda. Uh,
Yo te dije, las preguntas son serias algunas veces. There's not only going to be tick and tack. You
no,
know?
you got me there. I remember I used to think about that way back in the day when when I was looking for work as a comedian actor. And I would see films out there with great parts, man, of a comedian playing a part, in film. And I was like, coño, they would give me the opportunity of just playing that part, porque coño, I know I could do that, pero bien cabrón, you know. But I see where you're coming from, but right now I can't think of a part where I can say, coño, if I would be able to play that part, I would do a good job.
But what would that entail? I guess what I'm trying to say is, what would it entail? What would that character need to go through in order for you to say, coño, already just the fact that he's got to go through this is going to make that. This is a part that I really want because this character is going through this, or he has to deal with this, and I think sometimes that helps also, right? It could be an underdog story, like it's cliche, but somebody like Sylvester Stallone, who everybody loves, and Rocky, and how that was an independent film when you really look at it, shot in 26, 28 days. Even Stallone, till this day, he'll say, that'll never get done. If we were living in these times, that'll never get done. So we know that's really an indie movie, an indie story. Even how long it took him to write it down, put the pen to the paper, put it to the screen. It was all really a short time when you really look at it. But even in his head, he probably said, you know what, if I was to play an underdog, somebody that has to beat the odds, somebody that they have to believe in, somebody that all he needs is a shot at the title and to get to a level. And it's not really about the title. It's really about the love that he has for this woman. That movie was, even Stallone, that he layered that, right? He layered that Rocky film so well. Even if you were to give me one layer, what would that layer be?
What do you mean, like a storyline? Like a story?
Not a storyline, a layer of the character. Okay, that once you read it, you go, well, obviously, Rocky
Okay,
is.
let's say that I have a story, something small.
Right.
Un personaje of a character that has no teeth, that wears dentures, right? And he's in love with a woman, but she doesn't know that he has dentures. So every time they see each other, el tipo está bien bonito, chacha, está bien lindo, y los dientes brillando, y esto, y aquello, y bien peinado. So that kind of character. So every time he has to take her out to dinner and do this, and she loves him because he's so, but she doesn't know that he has
yeah.
Right. So, and it goes on from there. What happened? I kind of thought that maybe she doesn't have teeth either, but he doesn't know. So
right. But
you kind of work with that.
Right. Even
those are like challenging roles, right?
Absolutely.
Those are challenging roles, and that's what I like. To go all the way out and be able to do something like that.
Take it right.
And take it to the next level, just to get that deep into that character.
But even that, right? Even that is also a leap, right? It's a leap of faith, right? How many? We don't normally talk about people that don't have, the looks or we don't talk about that. We just assume that the person who has dentures, feels comfortable and feels sexy and feels like he's No, but in the back of his mind, he's like, coño, all of this.
We're talking about something right now that could be done. I mean, whoever's
Absolutely.
listening, they might saying, coño, I'm going to write something about, but that could be a good story. You know, I've spoken to
That's
people
but
that
that's a
have
layered,
dentures
right.
and
That's a layered character. Yeah.
they have dentures and they have to, you know, walk around with the thing and go to bed. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I could imagine what it's like and who knows, you know, it could probably be difficult to have that and have to deal with maybe with relationships, you know. Ya, lo estoy saliendo con esta mujer, tú sabes, nos estamos besando
Y si,
y I wonder if she
se me
felt,
cae. Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if she felt my denture, you know, because she doesn't know, you know. So all these are interesting, you know,
Absolutely.
little scenes, you know.
Pero viste, you gave me one, and that's an interesting. That would make for an interesting character, an interesting script,
That'd be
right?
amazing.
That's a person who has to deal with his own insecurities because he has something that he doesn't want the world to know that he has, and he still wants to be comfortable and confident in the world. This is what I'm talking about. I think sometimes when you ask that question and you pose that question, um, it's interesting what the performer or the actor or the person who's interested in doing something different, what they say, like you just did right now with that. You know, who would have thought dentures? Who would,
You never seen that. I mean, you haven't. I haven't seen a story out there with dentures. And está cabrón que el tipo se pegue, you know, que de momento se acuesten juntos. Y el tipo he's used to taking his dentures out, but that night he can't take the dentures down. Ahora está la mujer acostada con él. ¿Qué va a hacer él?
correcto. Now it's too late. Now you're in the trenches.
So I've been thinking about all these things. I would say,
I don't know. Maybe we should write that together. I don't know.
we should. I think
the lab here. I don't know.
I think it'll be a pretty cool short. You know, I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but you know, let's see.
Vamos a ver. We've been talking for a good minute. My fans out there have asked me to try to cut them down a little bit because I was doing 15-minute interviews, so I think I'm beyond my 30-minute break here. So I don't want to cut it short, but the fact that people have been asking me to try to trim it down a little bit, I think I'm gonna heed to that advice and cut it short, if that's okay with you. Anything else you want to say?
No, it's fine. Let me just tell you that, Coño, what you're doing is great. I love your work, bro. There's a lot of people out there. They think you're a great director. You know,
Gracias.
I appreciate working with you. I appreciate this interview, and for all those people out there, you know, peace. You know?
Yeah. Y como yo siempre digo, saludo a mi gente, como yo siempre digo, it shouldn't be your final shot, but always remember to take a shot. Take a shot. Be inspired.
There you go.
Be inspired. Start somewhere. Take a shot.
Take a shot. I like that. I like that, Mo. Take a shot. That's what we were talking about before. Just go for it. Take that shot. Y mira, pa encima.
Y pa'lante. That's right. Mi gente, thank you for staying with us today. You should be seeing this soon in the My Final Shot production channel. Coming soon, this I believe in a few days, we'll have the premiere of Ike Suto, which is the next film on the list. Stick around, watch that. And always subscribe, view, share, like the channel, do something. All right? Mi gente, peace. Gary, once again, thank you.
Blessings to all of you. Thank you very much. I'll talk soon.
All right. Good night.
Good night.